Former Barcelona player identifies the perfect team for Mbappé if he leaves Real Madrid. A former midfielder for Monaco, Arsenal, Barcelona, and Chelsea stated that the ideal destination for the French striker would be one of his former clubs. Kylian Mbappe's future is once again in the spotlight. Although the French forward remains one of Real Madrid's star players, the internal turmoil at the club and the criticism he has faced, despite his scoring numbers, have sparked rumors and differing opinions about his next move. In this context, a former midfielder for Monaco, Arsenal, Barcelona, and Chelsea has stated that the ideal destination for Mbappé would be one of his former clubs. Former Barca player picks the perfect team for Mbappé. World Cup champion with France, Emmanuel Petit, believes that Arsenal would be the best destination for Kylian if he decided to leave Real Madrid, especially because he thinks he would fit perfectly tactically into Mikel Arteta's starting lineup. Arsenal would love Kylian Mbappé, and he'd be perfect on their left wing, Petit told Boyle Sports. However, Petit believes this is a decision Mbappé likely won't consider, and that he'll stay with the Merengues until achieving collective success. The only reason I think Mbappé will stay at Real Madrid is because if he leaves without winning a trophy, his signing would be a failure. He has a huge ego, so he'll probably want to stay and prove otherwise, he explained. I don't see him leaving Madrid, probably the biggest club in the world, unless the decision is made for him. The French star has played 41 matches and scored 41 goals in all competitions this season. However, his individual achievements have not translated into collective success. Real Madrid is coming off a La Liga loss to Barcelona in El Clásico on May 10th and elimination from the Champions League in the quarterfinals. However, in addition to his lack of titles, there are internal team issues, such as the altercation between Federico Valverde and Aurelien Tchouameni, and fan discontent following his trip with actress Esther Exposito during his recovery from an injury, an incident that sparked a campaign for the Frenchman to leave the team, which has already gathered more than 70 million signatures. The only way he'll leave is if Florentino Perez cracks under the pressure, added Petit. Millions of fans have signed a petition saying they want him to leave the club. That could spell the end for Mbappé, because Florentino Perez is a political figure. If Arsenal wins the Champions League for the first time, it would change the course of their history and send a strong message in the transfer market. The truth is that the London club is experiencing a historic moment after qualifying for its first Champions League final in 20 years and leading the race for the Premier League title. For this reason, Arsenal could offer Kylian a much more stable and competitive environment, especially if they win the Champions League against PSG. The players, of course, would want to play for the Champions League champions and hope to go on to win it again. That would help them attract Kylian Mbappé if he leaves Real Madrid. For now, there are no official negotiations between the two sides, but the possibility of him staying at Real Madrid or moving to another team has already sparked much discussion.